Just messing with us. Once upon a time in a far-off place, about a block from where legends could see. Smack dab in the middle of fairy tale land, there's a magic you wouldn't believe. You take a ride at Cinderella's, where Prince Charming's out mowing that lawn. And just on that road you'll pass Snow White's abode, where Dopey's got the radio on. Jack and Jill are happily married. They built a mansion on the top of that hill. Jack hasn't noticed the thing since he put on that ring, and probably never will. But he was lost when he found her, suspended in eternal bliss. It didn't take a poison apple or a medieval spell. He was simply lost in her kiss. Taken down on the clothes, woven the finest of gold. Thumbelina roams round the market. They say she's down there nearly every day, just waiting for Tom Thumb to take her in his arms after working up the Gooses Cafe. She was lost, but she found him, suspended in eternal bliss. Didn't take a poison apple or a medieval spell. She was simply lost in his kiss. Now I'm living out my own fantasy in my own little fairy tale town. Whoever comes round might notice me. I'm the one whose feet I touched the ground. It may be hard to get my attention amidst the joy and the laughter. But one kiss from you at that moment I knew we'd live happily ever after. For I was lost when I found you, suspended in eternal bliss. It didn't take a poison apple or a medieval spell. I was simply lost in your kiss. Okay, this song is another one of those that, again, it goes back to the fact that I was so lucky to have the people that I had around me. And not a lot of like the brothers songs out there, but I mean, as a guy who grew up with a fantastic sister, you know, I never had a brother, but I really did. I mean, I had a lot of brothers. And like I said, we were just as tight as you could be. We were blood, whether we were blood or not. And so I sort of wrote this one just for those guys. And I called it Heroes and Sidekicks. All right, here we go. Ready? Get it? Oh, Russ will play the harp on this one. We get a little funky on this one. Okay, here we go. Every hero had a sidekick. Every storybook boy had a friend. One and the same through the fortune and fame, playing the game till the end. Through the trials and the trouble, through the peril and the pain, living a life without a family or wife, the rest may call him insane. The Cisco Kid and Pancho, but Ward hung with Adam West. A Lone Ranger rode with Tonto, who helped him pass each test. Old Tom Sawyer had little Huck Finn, even Mr. Rourke had tattooed. And every time I needed a friend, thank God that I had you. Were the meaning of brother. Without one another, we could never have ended up quite the same. Be like Barney without a Fred, Ralph Crampton without an Ed. One without the other ain't nothing much more than a name. Bo had Luke, Punch had John, Butch had the Sundance Kid. Starsky or Hutch coming through in the clutch, together whatever they did. Robin Hood had Little John, and Jerry could count on Dean. Barney had Eddie, and Martin had Candy, through the planes and trains and everything in between. You were always there for me, no matter when, why, or where. Hell, if you were BJ, I guess that would make me the bear. Without one another, we could never have ended up quite the same. Be like Barney without a Fred, or Ralph Crampton without an Ed. One without the other ain't nothing much more than a one without the other. Ain't nothing much more than a one without the other. Ain't nothing much more than a name. I said one without the other ain't nothing much more than a name. Thank you. I like that one too. But you can tell, like, I wrote these songs 20 years ago, and I used old references then. So now, we're like 20 years removed from the old references that I used 20 years ago. I mean, it's gone too long till people don't know who Lone Ranger and Tonto are. Hell, probably not too long till they all know who Mark Twain and Tom Sawyer are. Okay, this next one's a fun one. I told you I did the hell out of my 20s, but I really never stopped. One of my vices, I played in some, and I don't even consider it a vice, played in a lot of home poker games throughout the years. Because I know women think the guys that we don't socialize, but there is more socialization between men around a poker table than you can possibly imagine. And especially when you're in a home game that lasts 12 years and you're once a week, you're around these guys for 5-6 hours a night. I mean, hell, you learn stuff about them accidentally that they don't even need to let you know. But anyway, you start to, really get to know some people. And so I always play this one just in case any of these people show up, because they would beat me if they were here and I didn't play it. You probably recognize the names. I don't change names to protect the innocent, because screw the innocent. I mean, and you're not innocent, so you get in the songs, and I'm going to use your real name. So anyway, this is just called, this song is called Drawn Dead. Drawn Dead. And if you have ever played in a poker game, you know who half these people are, and one of them's sitting behind me. So, here we go. Drawn Dead. Well, Gary bets like he's got aces. Mark don't believe him, so he races. Byron's already called the line, he's suited, so he's in. Joe's got the bets and they just hits, he's playing them again. Doc thinks better of it, goes to mix another drink. Kim's gas finishes up his decision, cause goddamn things just spin. Timothy lays down his rags and Billy does as well. Well, Carol makes a smooth call, so Nate says, what the hell? Ronnie likes his 69, but the bets are way too steep. Dustin's working early, he's going home to get some sleep. The action's now on Scotty, so he thinks about his odds. And he hesitates and deliberates and contemplates and waits for a sign from the gods. He finally throws his chips in and it puts me on the spot. So I make the call and turn 3 cards because I cannot play this spot. Then Gary bets like he's got aces. Mark still won't believe him, so he raises. Well, Byron's holding diamonds, but there ain't no flush draw. Joe missed the bets and Kenneth shits, and neither one can call. Timothy is steaming because nobody knows his name. But he'd have made the low and straight, but he ain't in this game. Billy would have paired up, but he didn't see the flop. It's probably just as well when Carol comes over the top. Nathan has to admit that Carol's bet was good. He's not going to call and bust them all, even though he thinks he should. The action's back on Scotty, so he thinks about his odds. And he hesitates and deliberates and procrastinates and waits for a sign from the gods. We finally throws his cards in, it's only the dealer's chair. Now I'm stuck wondering what the fuck to do with top 2 pair. Cause Gary bet like he's got aces. Mark don't believe him, so he raises. I'm sitting here on top 2 pair and I could be well ahead. But Carol bet like he flopped top set, so I could be drawn dead. There's a lesson in this prattle you can take through all your days. Grant says if you ain't gonna straddle, then by God I'm gonna raise. Gary bets like he's got aces. Mark don't believe him, so he raises. I'm sitting here on top 2 pair and I could be well ahead. The way these sons of bitches play, I could be drawing dead. Thank you. I imagine you know at least one of those people in this town. Scott still hasn't called. Like he's still thinking about it. He only had last February. All right. Next song. All right. I like this one. My sister jokes that every red towel, every pink towel we had in the house had holes in the corners from me wearing them as Superman capes around with safety pins. And to every pair of blue t-shirt or Superman underoos that I have. And generally when you see me, I may be still wearing a Superman shirt or a Batman or whatever it may be. And so this song's just called Iron on Emblem, and this is about my desire to be a superhero. So here we go. under rules. I wanna fight for what's right, no, I can't lose. I wanna fly a mile in Superman shoes. I wanna save the world and make the news. I can't pick up a pickup truck or see through a solid brick wall. Quasimodo and me, haiku don't make me 50 feet tall. I can imagine that I'm bulletproof, but I've never put that to the test. I will be your hero nonetheless. I wanna be a superhero. I wanna get called to save the day. I wanna be the one to make sure you're okay. I'll be the one to keep all the villains at bay. I wanna fly in and take all your troubles away. I wanna be a superhero. I wanna wear adult underoos. I wanna fight for what's right, no, I can't lose. I wanna fly a mile in Superman shoes. I wanna save the girl and make the news. I can't summon fish and change shapes when I wish, but it's no wonder since I don't have a twin. Got no magic brain that can make anything, and in a foot race I'm not likely to win. Well, I might have an invisible jet, but if I do, it's got invisible keys. I'll be your hero, if you please. I got an iron hip that won't stay stuck to my chest. Anger mates beginning to fray. But I wanna be your hero. I wanna be your hero. I wanna be your hero anyway. Thank you. So if you're in my age group, that is really like Justice League specific. As far as we come home and watch the Justice League, and the best ones were when it was Super Friends versus the Hall of Doom. That was awesome. So anyway, all right. This next song. Okay, this next song. I've been talking much because I got to talk before this one. So, Jason Ransom, sort of the reason why this thing kind of got started, in that 4 years ago, the Project Graduation was low on money, and I said, man, I'm thinking about just renting out the Alpine and just taking donations and seeing it. And he said, you do that, and I'll make a sizable donation. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll embarrass myself for 2 hours for a sizable donation. And he did, he stuck to his word. But he actually inspired this song in the sense that he also can play the harmonica. And he was going to come over when all of us were playing. He was going to play the harmonica with us and sing some songs, make some shit up, do whatever, tell some stories. And so he didn't make it that night. But the song did. The song kind of sprung from that night. And so there's a line in this song that I got to explain to you that is, it's called Tell Me About the Strippers Down in San Antonio. And so when I was a much younger, much more fit, in shape, good-looking man, long time ago, we used to work on the road of construction. And we all ended up out in San Antonio, Texas. And so Gordy and I, Milo's dad, we were working, well, no, that's not true. Tommy and I were working the night shift, 6 to 6. Well, Jason and Brandon, Gordy, were working the day shift. So hell, we just had the bright idea, we'll just share one hotel room. We'll pay the housekeeper extra to clean it during that 1 hour when we're passing each other. And so we saved a bunch of money by just all living together. And we work in 7/12s, so we never had any other time off. So when we finally did, we were in our young 20s and had been making a bunch of money, and it was time to go to out in San Antonio. And so we took my truck and Gordy's car, and I'm not saying anything because we did start out at this strip club. And I think that we'd heard about this strip club from people at work who were of all different sorts and types that we worked with down there. And so, but Gordy and I decided pretty early on we just didn't want to spend our night off, at the strip club. So he and I took my truck and we drove and we found a little honky-tonk place and asked them what was going on that night. And someone said, well, Fog Hat's playing up the road. And we're like, just at an arena? They're like, no, it's like just a big bar. You can just go in and watch Fog Hat. Slow ride, take it easy, Fog Hat. So we're like, hell yeah, let's go see Fog Hat. And so we go up there and we're watching Fog Hat, and it's got all these, everyone who's played there before, Pastor Pussycat, and all these different bands that are on the wall and whatnot. And so while I'm standing there, I get approached by who was a very attractive young woman, and she starts talking me up, and so pretty quickly, and I said, what do you do for fun around here? She said, I shoot cats. And I said, what, I'm sorry? She said, we go down the junkyard and shoot cats. And now there is that level of how crazy you're allowed to be as to how hot you are. She could shoot all the cats she wanted as far as that. So we continued to talk, and so Brandon was nice enough to drive her car back to our hotel, and so we were in there and we were trying to get to know each other, and Brandon was letting us have some time alone in there. Before long, doors fly open. And here come in Tommy and Jason. And they're, Skis, we gotta tell you what just happened. We gotta tell you what's going on. And I was like, fellas, there's this girl here, and no, we got to hear what happened. We just went after the strip club shut down. We've been all over town with these strippers and da-da-da-da-da, told us everywhere they'd go on with these strippers. All in Brandon's car, mind you. Yes. And all sorts of things that may have occurred in that car. But anyway, so they're telling all this. Well, of course, my friend decides, I just look at her and say, they live here. I don't know what to tell you. And so she leaves, and they proceed to tell us this story. And Brandon hears what's going on, because he was laying out by the pool, and he comes back in, and he's instantly like hitting 9-10 rage as far as, and you're just going around in my vehicle all night in San Antonio, probably drunk as hell and hang out with strippers and whatnot. And so he gets pissed, and so he decides, and this was Brandon back in the day. You know how many times we had to say that, no, it's just Gordy. But Gordy he went off, and he decided he's driving back to West Virginia right then. He is packing up, coming to West Virginia. And we only had the 2 cars in Texas, my truck and his car. And then that was our last day. We were literally going in to do a punch-out sheet, and we were done with our job in San Antonio and head back. But now it meant that me, Tommy, and Jason were all going to be in my truck, in my Dodge Dakota stick shift that, by the way, Jason decides he's going to buy an English bulldog while we're in Texas, who can't be in outside of the air conditioning. So there's no fitting me and Tommy, big guys, and DOG. That was the dog's name, by the way, DOG. So DOG was up in the front with us, and so we made Ransom put a lawn chair in the back, and he just rode a good ways back from San Antonio. You can't believe we could do this back then, but just in cowboy hat, smoking cigars, laying in the back of the truck. So I'm telling you, it wasn't 20 minutes. We're on the road. I'm heading home from San Antonio. Tommy turns the radio down. He looks over me. He says, Skeens, I gotta tell you something. And he said, but you gotta just give me your word that you won't ever tell anybody. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, give me my word. He's like, seriously? I said, yeah. He said, me and Ransom didn't go running around with these strippers. He said, it didn't happen. He said, we just made that whole story up on the way home. He said, I feel so bad because that girl walked out on you. He said, I just felt like I had to tell you. But we gave each other our words that we would never tell anyone that story wasn't true after we came up with it. Son of a bitch. So, up a good ways, I continue driving. Tommy ends up in the lawn chair in the back, cowboy hat on, smoking a cigar, probably in Arkansas, I don't know. And Ransom's up there in the front with me. Hand to God. I'm not there a half an hour till he looks at me and says, Skeens, I got to tell you something. He said, you got to give me your word. You won't ever tell anybody. And I said, knowing what's coming. We didn't hang out with those strippers. He said, no, you can't tell Campbell I ever told you. Because we swore we'd never tell anybody. For 7 years, I listened to that story about those strippers in San Antonio at parties and various events told by one of those two guys as if it were the gospel. And I never said shit. And so I finally, at a party, take them outside and said, y'all got to let me out from under a word I gave you. I said, and they both kind of look at me like, what are you talking about? I said, just trust me. You both got to let me out from under a word I gave you. I said, okay. And I said, both of you assholes, within 20 minutes of getting me alone, broke your solemn vow to never tell anybody about these strippers down in San Antonio. And I said, no, I'm the only one who's kept this thing. Y'all couldn't keep it for 24 hours. I kept this for 7 years. And I've listened to this. So anyway, that's a long roundabout way to get to the strippers in San Antonio story, but that's how it got there. Where are we, Milo? On the fourth? Third? Kenny? This song's called Peace Your Mind. Sing me a song, I'll play along. It may not sound right, but we got all night. So pour us a glass of that lemonade. We'll finish what's left of that shine. Sit down for a while, break up a piece of your mind. And when it gets late, we'll put up the guitars and open the blackberry wine. But just for now, break up a piece of your mind. Tell all your lies of ruby red skies, your poems and tales where the hero prevails. The boy meets a girl and they ride off out west, leaving all their worries behind. Make me believe, break off a piece of your mind. Tell me about the time that you met Charles out the boy when she was buying Mountain Dew at the convenience store. You super glued the $20 bill to the floor. You said you didn't know it was mine. Tell me about the strippers down in San Antonio, the popes and the princes and the kings that you know. The time you talked to God on the telephone, he told you were doing just fine. Paint me a picture on a movie screen, and I can keep frozen in time. Make me believe, and break off a piece of your mind. When it gets late, we'll put up the guitars and open the blackberry wine. But just for now, break off a piece of your mind. Then tell the truth, the perils of you, the paths that you've crossed, the loves that you've lost, the night at the beach with a bottle of beer, and you swore that you drank yourself dry. Take me back and break off a piece of your mind. And when it gets late, we'll put up the guitars and leave all our worries behind. But just for now, break off a piece of your mind. Sing me a song, I'll Thank you.
What about the night at the beach with the bottle of beans?
Yeah, night at the beach with the bottle of beans. Okay, I told him on that, I'm going to tell him. The night at the beach with the bottle of beans was actually the night at the beach with a bottle of tequila. And so what happened was that, and this is perfectly understandable. So Eric Shoulders, I don't know if y'all know Eric Shoulders, he grew up around here, became a doctor, started out in the military, and we just randomly run into him down at Myrtle Beach, and he just is there with some of his military buddies, and he tells us, he's been over in Europe and over in England, that rugby players, the way they shoot tequila is they snort the salt, and then they slam the tequila, and then they jam the lemon in their eye. And I was like, well, we got to try that. I mean, absolutely. And so we go straight down to the cabana. And I think 4 or 5 of us lined up for the first one and bought this shot of tequila, and we snorted that salt, and we slammed that tequila, and we jammed the lemon in our eye. And you do not taste the tequila. I'll just tell you that right now. The least of your concerns is the tequila. And so everyone else, more intelligent than me, decided that was plenty. But people down the bar, this one girl's like, dude, my mom's got to see this. Hold on. And so she goes, and so then I'm getting another tequila shot bought for me. In fact, I think there were like 3 because they assumed at least one more idiot would do another one. But that wasn't the case. I continued to do what eventually became known as European tequila shots, where I was snorting the salt and slamming the tequila and jamming the lemon in my eye. Well, again, this is one of the last, I think the last night we were there. And I joke, I said, of course, you can't see as far as this whole thing goes. Snot's just running down your nose. I mean, the whole thing is an ugly scenario. But what really happens is it makes your arm go numb. Because I go over, pass out on the beach, on my arm, sleep there the entire night through, and wake up and my buddies, I've talked so good about them up till now, but that night my buddies went up and decided they were going to throw a toga party in our hotel room the last night and not bother with Skeens down on the beach who's passed out from European tequila shots. So they just leave me down there.
You're heavy.
Yeah. You're not heavy, you're my brother. So I'm walking up, and Dawn has hit, I wake up, and this stumper, just awful, and sand all over my face, arms completely numb. Try to get back up to the hotel, and the security guard stops me and says he needs to see my hotel key to let me, back on the grounds, basically. And so I'm trying to just flip my keys in my wallet, and I'm trying to just flip my numb arm into my back pocket to get my wallet out so I can get the key. And the guy felt so sorry for me. He said, just go. He said, you're all right, that must have just looked something awful. So the whole way home, Gordy had to light cigarettes, put them in my mouth, shift that Dodge Dakota because I couldn't move my right arm. Hell, I thought I'd done permanent nerve damage. 3 days. I was waiting tables all the time, couldn't lift a tray. Thought I was going to lose my job. But yeah, after 3 days, thank God, the feeling came back in my arm. And so that's what happens. European tequila shots make your arm go numb. That's another line from that song. All right. Okay, this next song is just sort of derived from, I'm always one of those guys that I think it's the little things, man. It's the little things that all those people you've been with that really that's what counts. That's what makes it. I mean, when you see it in them, and those things are what you really pay attention to. And it's not the big stuff. It's those things every day. So anyway, this is called Something, and it's just about those somethings that we're looking for. All right, you ready? Okay, let's play it anyway. just looking for something that means something, something that means something to me. Write me a note on a napkin, baby. Tell me how I came in your mind, and then slip it in my pocket as you lean in to kiss me goodnight. Pick me up right from the creek bank, baby, 'cause it made you think of my eyes. Drop a quarter in a gumball machine just to slow me in price. Write down the lyrics to your favorite song, baby. I'll keep them in my wallet so I can learn all the words and sing you your lullaby. I'm just looking for something that means something, something that means something to me. I'm just looking for something that means something, something that means something to me. Call me when you know that my alarm's going on, so you'll be morning is the first of my day. And then tell me that you love me through all the stupid things that I say. Listen to my stories, though I know they drag on. They're just memories that I want to share. And as we're waiting for the evening, kiss me just to let me know that you care. And when the other guys start flirting like they always do, remember you're just way too pretty for me. So a smile or a wink will put my jealous mind at ease. I'm just looking for something that means something, something that means something to me. I'm just looking for something that means something, something that means something to me. Don't go spending all your money on me, baby, 'cause that stuff to me it ain't worth a dime. If you wanna give me something, honey, give me just a penny at a time. I said, don't go spending all your money on me, baby, 'cause that stuff to me it ain't worth a dime. If you wanna give me something, honey, give me just a penny at a time. Or write me a note on a napkin, baby. Tell me how I came in your mind, and then slip it in my pocket as you lean in to kiss me goodnight. Pick me up a rock from the creek bank, baby, 'cause it made you think of my eyes. Drop a quarter in a gumball machine just to score me a prize. Or write down the lyrics to your favorite song. I'll keep them in my wallet so I can learn all the words and sing you your lullaby. I'll learn all the words and I'll sing you your lullaby. Thank you. All right, we're quickly approaching the end. This is our penultimate song. This is called Classic You. This doesn't have much behind it, but again, it's one of those, I've always just kind of an old soul, and this is kind of some old references, but I'm still hanging on to it, and I really like it. So anyway, this song is just called Classic You. Here we go. You ready? I never know if you're changing guitars, so I just have to look around and make sure we're good. If you could just be picking up the banjo back there for all I know. Here we go. Oh, sorry. not your Grace Kelly smile or Audrey Hepburn style that makes me wish you stayed for a while. It's not the things that you know about Marilyn Monroe. Take hold of my heart or speak to my soul. It's just you, it's just you, classic you. It's just you, it's just you, classic you. The way you came to that door looking like Mary Tyler Moore gave me an idea of what was in store. I'd be telling no lies to those Betty Davis eyes, but I stuck around and hard to surmise. It's just you, it's just you, classic you. It's just you, it's just you, classic you. Here we go. Star on the screen, match the stars in your eyes, so you know that I mean it's just you, it's just you, classic you. It's just you, it's just you, classic you. It's just you, it's just you, classic you. Come on. Come on. Dude, I don't care who you are. That's good stuff, man. Oh, shit. That is nice. Milo, proud of you, buddy. Good job. One more. This is it. All right, quick little story about this one. So Sky, my nephew, if you know Sky, my nephew, he was in 3rd grade. And I was playing guitar back then, and he came up and he said, Uncle Kenny, he said, I need you to write me a song. And I said, write you a song? What do you mean write you a song? He said, yeah, for my band. I was like, you're in a band? I said, who are you in a band with? He said, Chance Ransom. He said, me and Chance, we're in a band. And I said, oh yeah, well, what do you play? He says, I'm gonna sing. And he said, and Chance is gonna play guitar. And I said, well, what kind of band are you? And he said, we're a rock band. And I said, okay. And so instantly through my mind, you know, the nature of rock being this rebellious nature of rock, and what kind of rebellious song do you write for a 3rd grader that reflects, you know, their time in this world? Anyway, so I literally, next day I'm driving to Spencer, and the song just sort of starts forming. And I don't know if Pat Miller, the teacher, a 3rd grade teacher at Ripley High School, or Ripley Elementary School, has ever heard this song. But she's the main character in this thing. And also, Swisher, Brianna Swisher is also in the song, and I don't think she's ever heard it either. So anyway, they make cameos, and but so this is the last song we're going to do. Thank you all so much. Listen, I always tell people if it was any better than you thought, you can donate some more money. If it wasn't, don't get any back. Let's be abundantly clear. It's only one way on this one-way street. But thank you all for coming. Thank you for supporting Project Graduation. The Sycamore Crew, Monkeys, all thank you immensely. We've enjoyed the hell out of this, and people will keep coming and listening, and we'll keep coming and playing.
Hey, real quick. Plug your next show.
Oh yeah, we're also playing the 3rd of July. I'm out here on the courthouse lawn. So, and this is what you get. I didn't write 83 songs. So come on and sing along with us, and hell, you all know the songs. So right. Anyway, yeah, we'd love to see you there. July 3rd, Sycamore Creek Groove Monkeys make their courthouse lawn debut. All right. So this song is called 3rd Grade Rockstar. So, and this is as rock as we get. Here we go.
Let's rock.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's my last day. I'm coming in late. I give my spelling. Oh, sorry. Let's start again. Pay attention, Scott. It's her last day. I'm coming in late. I give Miss Miller an excuse she don't appreciate. Everyone's there, so I take my chair. But the first thing I do is pull on Brianna's hair. Think I'm passing the note. It's just something I wrote about Susie and a steamboat. Miss Miller says, who do you think you are? I said, Miss Miller, you know me. I'm the glass clown, you see me around. Those are my fake feet that you keep in your lost and found. When I put my head down, I'll make a rude sound, and I'll laugh as the class is around. Well, I'm the class clown, they put all over town, and there's nothing I hate worse than a frown. Of course, it's been a year since I've seen the playground. That's okay, I'm the class clown. It's 10 till 3, you know me. Nobody's safe until the last bus leaves. I'm standing in line for bus 29. I'm waiting for 12, I see a good friend of mine. It's my buddy Chance, so I pull down his pants. Then I rhyme about Paris and France. He says, man, who do you think you are? I said, man, you're usually right there with me. With the class clowns, they've seen us around. That was your fake snake that we taped in that notebook we found. When we put our heads down, we'll make a rude sound, and we'll laugh as the class is around. Well, with the class clowns, they put all over town, and there's nothing we hate worse than a frown. Unless it's on the guy whose pants are down. With the class clowns. Now me and Chance, we really were good friends. So when he stood up, pulled his pants up, we shook hands and we sang. Miss Susie had a steamboat and that steamboat had a bell. Miss Susie went to heaven, that steamboat went to hell. Operator, give me number 9, if you don't mind. If you disconnect me, I'm gonna kick your back behind the refrigerator. The blade of piece of glass, Susie fell upon it, and she cut her big fat ass. Ain't no more questions, and I'll tell you no more lies. Well, the boys are in the bathroom, and they're eating those cherry pies. Oh, Miss Susie,